You think we're gonna beat all these games?
Nope.
Backlog boys.
No, probably not. Welcome back.
Hey,
ladies and gentlemen.
it's Fess.
It is.
It's your boys.
It's your favorite time of the week.
Yeah, it's Monday Vonday. We're cranking out again. Tower of Valney 1.
Yep.
We're doing some more grinding today, Vaughn.
We are.
We're getting down to it.
We are. We are approaching.
We got tough
games
missions.
and yes,
Coming up,
only the toughest
and
remain.
it's gonna be something.
It is.
We're gonna have to be ready.
I'm a little scared.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, we gotta be ready. For sure.
You're a little scared?
I'm a little scared.
Oh no.
But we'll
I want you to be
make
scared.
it through. You know. We will make it. That I promise.
All right. Well, promise accepted.
Austin's taking it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna actually do this fight.
Oh, we're gonna actually do it. We're not just gonna like cheese it and leave.
We're gonna go to floor 2.
Oh, really?
And then we're gonna take on what floor 2 has to offer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna be our
grind.
So let's get to it, huh?
All right, dude. We're on the grind,
We're all over it.
as they say.
Can't save. Okay. Cool. Well, let's just then do it, huh? Well, could you get ready to taste real quick?
Oh yeah, we're gonna taste the soda.
We're gonna taste the soda, guys.
Oh man,
Before we start here.
I've been looking forward to this all day, actually. Let me get settled here.
It's got a great color.
Yes,
Like it. You all set
right
that?
in the name. What do you got there, Vaughn?
This is a Dublin 1891 red cola.
Very controversial soda.
Yes. So Dublin, Texas.
Yes, that's where
It's got a
Dr.
little
Pepper
shim
came
on it.
from.
So you want to give the story quick? Or
I will.
a little synopsis.
While Vaughn tastes. So Dublin, Texas is where they used to bottle Dr. Pepper. They no longer do, but the Dublin plant is still there, and they make other sodas. And they've tried to make several Dr. Pepper clones, and they've gotten a bunch of cease and desists, and this is where they're currently at. So
Yeah, because all the other names were like too similar.
too similar, or the ingredients were too similar to Dr. Pepper?
This is good though. This is like if you had the most superior high grade Dr. Pepper, but it's very, very, very similar. But if you had just like the absolute best one
okay.
of with like pure cane sugar and all that good stuff, this is really, really good.
$5.
It has like the similar aftertastes
Okay.
and such, similar like notes. I'm giving this a solid 9.
Solid 9.
This is very good. You want to?
I would love to.
Yeah.
We're over time,
We're
but might as well. Oh yeah, that totally tastes like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, but like the best Dr. You know.
It actually does taste a lot like a cane sugar Dr. Pepper. Mm-hmm. Like, you used to be able to go down to the old plant in Dublin, Texas, and buy Dublin Dr. Peppers.
Which were from there,
Which was
cane sugar and all
which
that.
was just a cane sugar Dr. Pepper, yeah. And that's exactly what that tastes like. I actually had a buddy in school who was obsessed with Dr. Pepper, and those were the only Dr. Peppers that he would drink. He would drive like 2 hours down to Dublin and buy like cases and cases.
Oh wow!
And stock up his
He
garage
was a fan.
refrigerator, yeah. And he'd bring people over, and if he ever went anywhere, he'd be like, "You want me to bring a couple Dublins?" And you just
Is that what they're called, like colloquially down there?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
That's what we called them.
But they were called Dr.
Du-
Peppers. Still
Yeah,
at
it's
the
still
time.
a can of Dr. Pepper. It looks just like a normal can of Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
But it was from the Dublin plant and had cane sugar in it. And yeah, we called them Dublins. It was pretty cool. We went to Blue Sun today, and we walked in, and as usual, we're there like kind of mid morning, so there's usually nobody else in there. Mm-hmm. And we were walking around looking at stuff, and we had already picked out a couple things, and the owner came out of the back room, and he was like, "You guys looking for something new to taste?" And I thought he was gonna like call us into the back with like something secret or something like that, and I was just like, "Yeah, man, what do you got?" Or like, "You got something?" And he just started walking us around the store and like showing us like all the newest arrivals, which was really cool. And this Dublin Red Cola was one of them. And it was kind of cool that they just like walked us through and we're like, yep, that's new. I like this one.
Yeah, you just pointed out all the stuff to look out for that was... Sometimes it's hard to find. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, I mean,
thousands
we've
of
been there
kids.
enough to where if something's there that you haven't seen before, it does stick out. But there's still freaking 1,500 sodas in there. You're going to miss something, you know? So yeah, it's nice to walk through there with somebody who knows every single bottle in there.
Yep, that one.
Like, that one's brand new, that one's brand new, that one's brand new.
It was cool.
So we're all queued up for next time even.
Yeah, you said I
already have
everything all picked out.
Yeah, I already have all my sodas picked out for my next visit. All right, I'm just going to walk in there, bam, 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 throw them in the chiller, and I'm good. So I like doing that. That's what I used to do when I first started shopping there, because I hadn't tasted anything. So it's like, oh man, I want to try this and this and this and this. So I'd go in there and pick a handful, and then I'd take a picture of like another handful, so that the next time I came in, I could just grab those, you know, and I'd have like a soda queue. But I haven't had one of those in a while, because we've just worked our way through so many sodas in the store. So that was kind of cool. We're like soda VIP there, I guess.
Yeah, do you think he recognized us? Or do you think he just sensed that we knew what we were doing, what was going on?
I don't know if he recognized us for exactly who we are, but he definitely recognized...
as the boys. That's the boys.
He definitely recognized us as regulars. Well, because he's interacted with us on social media before.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because one of, and this is just my personal deductive skills, like based on what I know. At Blue Sun, each one of the people that works there has a little cubby hole on the wall where they put their favorite sodas. And one of the owner guy's favorite sodas is the Original Ski. And the Blue Sun Soda Instagram commented on our video tasting review of the Original Ski a while back and gave a very in-depth description of what they thought it was like. And I'm pretty sure it was him.
Okay.
So he has seen our faces and he has seen us tasting his sodas.
Oh yeah, because our faces are in the videos.
Yeah, so I don't know if he recognized us. Oh, these are the guys that do the tasting videos from my shop. I don't know if he recognized us as those two guys.
But like I've seen them
But
somewhere.
he definitely knew that we were regulars.
Yeah.
He's definitely seen us in there before. Plus, he's not always there when we're there.
Yeah.
The owner is not always there. He owns like 5 different stores. He owns like he used to own the fireworks store that was separate and is now the same thing, or is like adjoined. And he owns like I don't remember what the other thing was that he owned. But yeah, he owns a bunch of stuff. He's not always there. Wonder if he ever got that boat. When he first opened up, he said that was his goal.
Was to get a boat?
Yeah, he was saving up for a boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello. Ewan.
But according to the city pages, they're doing pretty well.
According to Blue Sun is doing well.
Yeah, Blue Sun is doing well, which is very cool.
Oh yeah,
I mean, for a small business that sells a very niche product that's not
like
popular.
one thing and just all the varieties.
Yeah, I mean they have
plus
candy,
candy,
but like soda.
No one goes there for the candy. I would wager.
I mean, and if they do, they're not looking for much.
Yeah.
But yeah, for such a niche place to be thriving, not just like keeping the doors open, but thriving and constantly expanding, and paying their workers $12 an hour, like, that's great. It's really cool. So
We want, of course, the boys want nothing but for Blue Sun to succeed.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, we're trying to help them keep the lights on as long as possible, because we love what they do.
and to continue expanding to see them continue expanding is really cool.
And if you're anywhere near our Twin Cities area, it's seriously worth your trip. I would drive 3 hours to get to Blue Sun, on like a bi-monthly basis. To grab a case of soda.
Okay, yeah. Like you would do it if you were far away.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to convey that that's the level of quality that's there. Because, they have things that you could find elsewhere cheaper, but not by the bottle. And they have so many more things that you can't find anywhere else. And there's no other place where you could find that many things in the same place.
Yeah. You could find the whole...
Yeah, the whole kit and caboodle. You know, like if you like one
Moldy.
specific Virgil's
Those are really
flavor,
nice.
you could get a 6-pack of that flavor, you know, for cheaper than you could get by the bottle at Blue Sun, of course.
Yeah.
But there's like no other place where you can buy one soda by the bottle to like try it and see if you like it.
Or to shop around that extensively.
Yeah. So it's really cool. Ain't no soda like the one we shop.
We should drop some bars for Blue Sun.
Dude, that song, I've been thinking about that song a lot lately.
Yeah?
Ain't no woman like the one I got. Make her happy doesn't take a lot. It's got a lot of rhythm to it.
So to kind of give you a sense of where this fits into the context of going forward, the next mission is almost entirely magic user enemies that have insane attack. Like
Really?
We're talking like
Magic attack?
We're talking like 20 something magic stat with like an item that does like 10 to 15 damage. So like
Jeez.
35 magic. So we're
So-
looking to boost
so
some
we need more
resistance. Yeah. So we're looking to get Moldy his res up. We're hoping to promote Null.
So that's the main thing we're hoping for in all these level ups is res,
Yeah.
even for the characters that don't normally.
And for Null, we also want to get him to 20 because then he'll still get a res boost of some kind. I don't know what.
Right, but it's guaranteed to go up.
Yeah, it'll
Plus,
definitely
he'll
go
just
up.
be
And-
better.
And so Mur's looking good.
Yeah. She's got nothing to
29.
worry about.
Yeah, but we also want to boost her HP because it's pitiful. 21. It's like hardly more than Ewan's. So,
Yeah.
but dragon
Dragon.
and 66 damage.
Ain't no dragon like the one we got.
Dude, look at that.
That moose?
Yeah.
We got Chromecast going
We do.
on the other screen here. Fawn's going to need it in a minute, but right now it's just cruising through some nice little photos. That's a great photo. The
It is.
colors
It's a
are
cool
like,
photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sun coming off the like the water there,
Describing photos with the boys.
without seeing the photos.
Photos for the visually impaired.
Oh man.
A photography exhibition for the visually impaired, brought to you by Backlog Boys.
You know, we like to think about who can't enjoy.
Yeah, just
what we're
visualize
enjoying.
that picture.
Yeah, you at home.
Yeah. It'd be very interesting to have
12.
a person, like two blind people, one who had eyesight and lost it, and then a person who has never seen, and have the person who lost their eyesight and is now blind try to explain to the person who's never seen what certain things look like,
That would be interesting.
or what certain things are like, because they would be the like one way to connect that together.
Because they know what it's like to be on the other side.
Right. They know what it's like to be blind.
They're not totally
At least
like,
a little
clueless
bit.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they have also seen before. So they have an insight onto how a blind person might perceive things versus someone who sees normally.
Yeah, because like the way they remember it would kind of be
Yeah.
would tell them a lot about what it's like.
Blindness
See, I
is
think-
fascinating.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Because we don't realize how paramount sight is.
Yeah.
Sight is literally everything. Like sight is survival and like any kind of understanding of anything is all based on sight.
Yeah.
So somebody who has never had that ever has a completely different perception of anything and everything.
I think I mentioned this in another series. I'll never remember which one. And now I'm starting to not remember what I was remembering. Because I thought for 2 seconds about where to put frickin' Larakel there.
Damn it, Vaughn.
Damn it.
You forgot to remember. Or did you remember to forget?
Perhaps.
Crack that code, Da Vinci.
Yeah, call him back.
Call him back
Phone him up.
on his phone that he has,
Yeah.
that he invented in 16.
I mean, isn't it Da Vinci's code? Isn't Da Vinci in
Yeah.
his code?
Up, down, left, right, BA, start. The Da Vinci Code. Works in a lot of video games.
Do people put it in games that are like thinking that they'll try this just cause?
Actually, Dan Brown has another book out.
Oh, he's gone.
Another one of those books.
Dan Brown.
The guy who wrote the Da Vinci Code.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it?
He's got like 3 or 4 of them, right? There's Da Vinci Code, and then Angels and Demons.
Yeah. Angels and Demons is one.
And then there's a third one. It's a trilogy. And then I think he wrote another book that's like a similar type of story, but it's not related. And now I think he has a 5th one. I don't know anything about him. I just know people freak out over the books and they're like, oh, so good.
Is it good though?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've seen them. I saw the Tom Hanks movies.
Yeah.
That's it.
Several movies?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, there's a Da Vinci Code movie, and there's an Angels and Demons movie, and I think they made a movie out of the third one too, whatever that's called. I know I've seen the first 2. I don't know if I saw the third one, or if there is a third one. Phlox.
Is gonna pull him into the Shadow Realm.
Shadow Realm.
Or I guess the Shadow Realm comes to him.
What's the Shadow Realm from?
The Shadow Realm. It's a meme. I mean, I'm sure it is.
There is something that's in like an anime though.
Like maybe.
Oh, it's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
it's Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
So of course
banish
it's a
him to
meme.
the Shadow Realm is.
Yeah, it's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
That is a cool picture.
More pictures with.
It's a picture taken from a mountaintop of some like really spread out harbor town, and then there's also like a crater.
Really cool looking
there's also
harbor
like
town.
a crater lake right next to it.
Res? Damn.
Man, that is really cool looking. Usually it says where it is, but that doesn't say.
And then the name doesn't really tell us where that person might be from.
Well, and that wouldn't really indicate anything either.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a chance there.
That actually
from
really
there.
reminds me of one of the continents from Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah.
The snowy continent from Final Fantasy IX. When you're like sailing around it in the airship, trying to find a place to land.
I know you have opinions about 8. Is 9 good?
9 is the best.
9's the best.
9 is the best Final Fantasy.
Wow.
Fight me.
Is it PS1?
Yes.
Okay.
I will fight anyone who says that anything else. Well,
Open.
that's actually not true. Like
The gauntlet's been thrown, folks.
4, 6, 7, 9. Those are the best Final Fantasies.
Okay.
And if you say that any one of those isn't the best,
Sorry, 4,
4,
8, there's 9.
6,
4, 6,
7,
9.
9.
4, 6, 7, 9. Gotcha.
So if you pick any of those 4 as the best Final Fantasy, you're correct. If you pick anything else, I'll fight you.
All right.
Or if you say any of those 4 are the worst, I will also fight you. But otherwise your opinion is valid.
Okay. So would you say most people fall into that category, or?
Yeah, I mean, those are...
Well, because 7 is, possible.
Like, if you're talking to people who've actually played them all, those are usually the four that are most commonly picked.
Okay.
I think. But there are a lot of people who have just played like a handful of the games, and a lot of them only like the newer ones. And then there are a lot of people who...
Kind of like the Metroid thing, but it's not two different series.
Sort of, yeah.
Within the same series.
Yeah, sort of. And then there are a lot of usually older people that only played the older Final Fantasies and hate the newer ones. And there are a couple different cutoff points for different types of people. Some people cut it off at 6, some people cut it off at 9, some people cut it off at 12. Just depends on who you ask.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of fun, though, I'll admit, to like troll a Final Fantasy fan a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're so sensitive. and they're so defensive about whatever their favorite is or which one they hate the most. And it's just crazy how much division there is. Like it's not as
Doesn't seem as clear cut as other.
it's not as even as like Zelda.
Yeah, where it's like okay,
there are dissenters.
40% of people say Link to the Past, 40% say Ocarina of Time, and then there's just a smattering of
There's
other
just a
people.
bunch of other tiny wedges on the pie chart. Yeah.
And then someone says Skyward Sword, and everyone cries. And
Yeah, but Final Fantasy, it's just like there's someone for every single one that would defend to the death that one is the best one, and that your favorite one is horrible and it's the worst and it should be.
I think that's part of it too.
You know, like
there's not as much of that in Zelda.
Yeah,
or a lot of other
yeah,
series.
it's not. Yeah, there's not like that game is trash.
There's no disdain
Throw it away.
that broadly.
Yeah, not only is Link to the Past better than Ocarina of Time, but Ocarina of Time is a
It's
disaster.
garbage.
Throw it away. You know,
Yeah, burn it.
I mean, there are people like that out there.
It's a very, very small minority for sure, though.
But like for like most Zelda fans to like agree that like even like Zelda 1 or Zelda 2 that are butt punishing, you know, have like merits, or to be like, oh, there were a few things in Skyward Sword that I liked. You know, it already differentiates it from Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I remember when I first moved up here and I was starting at my college, I was getting to know my one buddy Sean, and you know, when you're in like a normal, quote, normal public setting, you're not, the first thing you're going to mention to somebody is probably not that you like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, that comes out much later in the friendship. And it's always kind of like with a bit of hesitation. Like you have to like somehow figure out that the other person likes Final Fantasy before you're comfortable telling them that you do too.
Oh yeah.
Like you don't want to be the first one to be like, I like Final Fantasy. And I don't remember how that happened. It was probably like one of us went to the other's apartment and like saw the games sitting on their shelf or something.
And then it was like, it's safe.
And they were like, oh, you like Final Fantasy as well? And I remember walking through the downtown St. Paul Skyway, and I was in like a fight with my buddy, arguing
with your new buddy, relatively, right?
Well,
is that what you were saying? No?
I think we had come along a pretty decent ways, but we still had, you know, our differences. And then I found like it was like that short like puppy love period where it's like, oh, they like Final Fantasy and I like Final Fantasy also, and then you find out that they like the one that you think is terrible, and then you're like, oh no. And my buddy was trying to convince me that Final Fantasy VIII was the best one, when I unanimously agree that it's horrible.
I think we got smidges of this story,
and
in another series.
I found the review. The infamous Spoonie review later on, and it was still in progress at that time.
Oh wow!
It was so long ago that he hadn't even finished.
Oh, it's like the parts were still
He
unresolved.
was still active on his website, and he hadn't even finished the review yet. And I forced my buddy to watch it, and then he was like, "Okay, you're right. It's the worst one." I converted him.
He grants you that.
Yeah. And that was my single act of justice that I can die happily after. I can die happy someday knowing that I stopped one person from loving Final Fantasy VIII.
Have you ever I had an encounter like that, but it was about a game but they were like a kind of a looser friend. They weren't
Okay.
It wasn't someone I knew super well or
An acquaintance.
Yeah, it was like a friend of a friend, and at that point I still don't know them that well, but they were talking about games, and like she approaches the group that were, you know, kind of like just having lunch in the common area at the community college I was at, and we're talking about a game, or like new games that have just come out, and I think this is when Xenoblade 1 would have kind of just come out. I would have just gotten it, which is probably like 4 or 5 months. Yeah, after it came out, and she comes up to the group and she's like adamantly saying, or she's like, I mention it, and she kind of like is taken aback by it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what, you don't like it? And she's like, oh, well, my friend told me that it's really bad. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
Okay. So one, I don't think that's a good opinion. Just say it's really bad.
Yeah.
It is not a really bad.
That sounds like a very
Game.
uneducated opinion.
Yeah. Just like a super freaking knee jerk, reaction. But
Like, how could you even...
and then beyond that, to dislike something because your friend kind of also dislikes it.
Yeah, and you don't know anything about it.
Yeah. And I was just like, no. How can I save you from yourself?
Yeah. It's super interesting that somebody, like, obviously there's plenty of people out there that wouldn't like Xenoblade.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure.
But
Of course.
what percentage of them are aware of it?
Yeah, that
like
they-
the millions and millions of like sports games and Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed players, like it's not like they're forced to pass over Xenoblade to get to something else.
Yeah.
Like they're totally unaware of it. So it's not like all of them are gonna be like, oh, that game is just trash.
Because there's nothing before or after it that's like really really like it. So there's nothing to like say, oh, I played
Yeah.
this, so I'm not gonna like this. You
Yeah.
know? So it was just like
it's
like
not part of a
offensive.
series.
Yeah.
It just sounds so off base that you would just be like, how dare you?
That was my gut reaction, but I didn't say that. But that was like my, and so I was just
you
like,
won't speak about it that
I was
way.
like, just please play it. Like, don't, whoever
Yeah.
that person is, don't just take their word for it.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a really bad game.
Yeah, like how could you?
And like she didn't know why.
How could you say that?
Or like have like a reasonable.
I don't know how
Reasonable explanation.
anyone out there who like has ever played an RPG that has like ever just tried an RPG, like how you could play that game for any amount of time and be like, this is really bad.
Yeah.
Like you could say it's tedious. You could say,
Oh, sure, yeah.
You could say it's boring. You could say,
But just flat out.
but just bad.
Really
like
bad.
you really,
really bad.
you really have nothing to stand on if you're trying to tell me that game is bad.
Yeah.
Like the voice acting isn't even bad.
It's almost. So I just started very briefly, like 40 minutes in Xenoblade 2.
Map clear. Next floor, baby.
Ooh, do I have to take the same crew? I don't even know.
Probably.
Oh,
Oh my! Look at this.
he's grown up, little boy.
Oh, is he?
I
He's
think I've
classing?
got it.
He's
Yeah.
classing.
He is.
I've turned a corner in my education. I'm a real mage.
That is his.
But I'm not going to stop studying. Not until I become a great sage like my teacher.
Who's dead? Rip.
Oh,
Rip Sele.
Soleil.
Yeah.
Oh, look at his little hat.
Oh, he looks really cool as a shaman.
Shaman. Mage. So what are we going with here? One's dark, one's anima.
Yeah.
Is that the most important part, or is it something else? Stronger but slower.
Yeah. I think we're just gonna go with mage.
Is that kind
'Cause
of his
sages are
intended
just
route?
so all around good. I think we're just gonna go with that.
Oh, sage is after mage.
Yep. And
What's after shaman?
So shaman is what Noel is, and then Noel's gonna become a druid.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we want.
I think
Each
and
thing.
he'll be a niche of his own. And I think sage is more well-rounded. So let's go.
Okay, cool. Well, especially
mage.
since we lost our other sage, that makes sense
Yeah.
to have one of each.
Sages are just really all around.
I forgot
good.
that Ewan was going to go up twice.
So this is his one.
Res. Yeah. +2.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Ooh,
dude.
that was a cool chord.
Okay, we can choose. Okay, let's take just a brief pause here,
Okay.
just so people don't have to see this.
All right. Back in a sec.
Be back in a
sec.
jiffy.
Okay.
We're back.
We're back.
So Xenoblade 2. I barely started it.
Yes. You took a glimpse.
Yep.
You put your
Brief.
toe. You put your toe in the water.
Yeah, just the toe. Like not even my big toe, but like these two, like ring and pinky
The outside toes. That would be difficult to put only those toes in the water.
wouldn't it?
It would.
But I did.
Okay.
You'll have to take me at my word.
I will.
But so
Number 2.
interestingly, so we talked a little, also briefly, a lot of brief things here. We briefly talked about the art style in Xenoblade 2, right?
You and I?
I think so.
Did we didn't talk about it in an episode though.
I think we might have briefly. I just said
Did
that
we?
I when they had announced it in the
You
Switch
were-
event,
You were
I was
hesitant.
lukewarm.
You were reluctant. Yeah.
Yeah. But I noticed something weird on like the. So we both have the like the collector
Collector's
edition.
Yeah. Special edition. It's
Special edition. And something odd about it that I noticed is there's characters who have that art style, but there's one character on the box whose eyes are just like normal. Like not animated at all, not like colorful.
realism.
Yeah, he just looks like
versus anime?
he just looks like a normal dude.
Huh.
And like his look also looks like a normal dude, where he just has like the demeanor about him of just like random night guy A, you know.
Okay.
Just like, but I don't know. I wonder if, and I haven't played anywhere near enough of the game to know. I've literally met two characters.
Okay.
I wonder if that's like a thing. If there are some people in the game that have that,
Well,
some that don't.
I haven't
Which is
played.
interesting.
I haven't played I haven't played any of Xenoblade 2 yet because I won't let myself play it until I've finished X, and I'm way behind on that.
Noble.
But
Very noble of you.
Have you looked through the art book that came with Xenoblade 2 yet?
No. Have you?
Because the character art and concept art for Xenoblade 2 looks to me identical to the concept art and character art from Xenoblade 1. It's
The concept art
like
does.
yeah,
Interesting.
all the character art looks identical. It like the same style.
Okay.
Same style. Looks like it was done by the same artists. So to me, I'm thinking maybe the difference in the way that Xenoblade 2 looks and the way that Xenoblade 1 looks is just a difference of one's a Wii game that had to, be technically limited in a certain way, and the other one is a Switch game that had to be technically limited in a different way. And it's just kind of like a different translation of the same concept art style. So they look
Interesting.
They do look different, but they don't look super different to me.
Yeah.
Like,
That's interesting.
I mean, because there is like some like slight chibi-ism to the characters in Xenoblade 2. Like as far as the proportions, whereas the proportions in Xenoblade 1 were more realistic and human.
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
But they're still both
like bigger eyes.
Yeah, bigger eyes and like a little bit like
bigger
shorter
head.
and stockier. Yeah, bigger heads, bigger feet and hands.
Maybe like kind of broader shoulders.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Xenoblade 1 people are all pretty humanoid.
Pretty human looking, pretty
Yeah.
normal. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder how much of that is just because of what the systems could do that they were put on.
I just thought it was interesting that it's the same in the same game. There's two kind of different.
Oh, you saw two different.
Yeah, it's a guy on
Character
the
styles.
box art of Xenoblade 2 who looks like it's in engine, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of different.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I don't know what to
maybe
make of it.
maybe
It's-
you'll find out later on that they're like from different places and that's
That could
supposed
be
to be a
interesting.
thing. I don't
Yeah.
know. That would be interesting.
Why am I taking so long to kill this guy?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't usually pay attention to how long it takes you to make moves anymore because
That's good.
it just frustrates me.
Yeah.
I used to just fixate on that and I couldn't think about anything else.
That's the right way to watch this series, Austin.
Well, thank you. Glad to hear it.
Wow. 6.
Did you play X at all?
No,
No.
unfortunately. I am also criminally behind on X.
I started it when it first came out and thought it was really cool. I actually had a very similar reaction to it that I did to Breath of the Wild, where I was like overwhelmed by the size of the world and how open it was. And I'm not good with open world games. I get very easily overwhelmed. And there is so so much to do in that game. It's insane. Like how many things that there are, how many menus that there are. But I was into it and I was working my way through it. And then I got so frustrated about the text size on my TV because I was playing it on my old TV
that one
here,
right there,
my old
yep.
32 inch. And I couldn't read half of the stuff on the menus. Like I couldn't
That would be
read
really
which
frustrating.
abilities I was using, and like it's insane how small the text size is. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stop playing this game until I get a bigger TV. And then a couple months later, I got the 50 inch. That was the TV that we used in the old game room at the old house. And then I just got like really busy right around that time and never picked up X again, and it kind of fell off the radar. And I was hanging out with Andy about a week ago, and he was asking me about it. He was asking me about Xenoblade 2, and he was asking me about X.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I should just fire it up, because I hadn't fired it up in forever, and I just wanted to take a look around on my file and see what it looked like and kind of reacquaint myself with the game. And I was totally lost.
About what you were doing.
I was like, I have no idea how to play this game. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I don't know who any of these characters are. And I was like, fuck it, dude, let's just start a new game. And we just started a new game, and I played for like 20 minutes or so. Bless you, Vaughn.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm gonna start a new game on that one at some point. Or I did start a new game, and I'm gonna actually play it at some point. But what I remember from the game, I liked. It's so different than Xenoblade 1, and it's so fucking complex. Like, it seems majorly overly complex. Like, the amount of depth that they added to everything is just like insanely over the top. There's just so much. Way more than there was in Xenoblade 1, as far as like things to collect and like things to do. If you were trying to 100% that game, it would take like 700 hours.
That's insane. And it is pretty free right from the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's
the world just opens.
yeah.
Right up.
You can literally just jump in the ocean and swim for like 10 minutes and end up on like a different continent. And there's stuff to like items to find, enemies to fight. Like it doesn't lock you out from going anywhere, as far as I could tell. And you can't like climb mountains like you can in Breath of the Wild or anything like that. But you can.
Why would you attack?
You can still get a lot of places. He's just a dumb little white dude. He doesn't know. He ain't got a clue.
Foolish mistake.
Miss. It would be very hard to hit something with a bow and arrow.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Can confirm. Would be difficult.
Have you shot?
I have not shot a real bow and arrow.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I remember there was a time when we were out at these people's house in the country, and somebody had this like fiberglass bow and arrow, and it had like a metal arrow on it, and you know, it was, you could shoot it like several hundred feet and everything, but it wasn't like a real bow and arrow for like hunting, or and it obviously wasn't like a traditional, like, you know, medieval period accurate bow and arrow either.
Yeah.
Because the string was like a special material, and it was made out of like fiberglass or something like that. But we were standing at the top of this hill that the house was on, and we would just take turns like pulling the arrow back as far as we could and aiming it at like a 45-degree angle,
Just kinda
and just
launching
shooting the arrow as far as we could, and then running and going and get it and repeating it, because we just had the one arrow and we didn't really have anything to shoot it at, other than a tree. And for some reason, it was more fun to us as kids to try to shoot it really far than to see if we could hit a tree from close range. But I'm pretty sure that's the only time I've shot a bow and arrow.
Okay.
How about you?
I definitely did when I was younger, like at camp and stuff.
Yeah. Shooting hay bales and
I
stuff.
think my elementary school actually had an archery club
Really?
for like
Elementary school.
a couple years, and then I think they got rid of it.
Are these the last three
Probably.
guys? Oh God.
Yeah, we'll finish this tomorrow.
Yeah, we should cut it off.
Should cut it off.
Because yeah, we're at that time.
Well, folks,
It's been a good week.
it has.
We're just kicking off the week. What am I saying? It's Monday Vonday.
Oh yeah.
We've got 5 more days of this week to go.
Whoops. I was just going along with what you were. Thought you were on the right track.
On Wednesday, we'll have possibly the final episode of Champions of Norath.
If not something else.
Yeah.
You'll
and
find
then,
out.
Yeah, on Friday we'll have more Cuphead for you. We're still trudging our way through that one. Struggling,
Yeah.
but
getting there.
but loving.
Yeah. It's fun.
Promise we're making progress. We never go backwards in the game.
The proof's there.
I confirm.
The proof's already out there.
At the end of the month, we'll have a stream for you on Twitch. We've got a Twitter if you want to say hello or recommend something. And if you want to see the snacks and sodas that we are tasting, you can hop on our Instagram. We call it the Snack Log. But
And,
until next time,
Until next time, we'll just have a good one.
yeah, take care and more
care of
more
yourself.
of this on the way.
Mm-hmm.